With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Just on another planet.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series fires things off for their race number 9 in the 10-race regular season, closing in on that 5-race championship run. 5-minute qualifying session already underway. 60 seconds rolling off the stopwatch already. A lot of drivers out there putting down some time lapse. There you can see your race winners scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Track temperature just 74 degrees. Cool night here in the Queen City Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, just outside of Charlotte, really. Concord, North Carolina, just down the road from Kannapolis, North Carolina, home of Dale Earnhardt Sr. The Dale Earnhardt Sr. statue, also not too far away from the track. I do believe it is about 5 miles to be exact. If I may be maybe 1 or 2 miles off on that, but nonetheless, how you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans. Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave, bringing you all the calls from the trackside. There you can see your qualifying information now over there on the left-hand side of your screen. John McMillan Jr. going to take the fast time so far. Nope. Winrich says, I'll have that. He's going to top the speed charts here. Fast time for Winrich, 30:29.0. That 84 went to victory lane last week. If you remember that at Iowa Speedway, he's continuing and picking up right where he left off. Fastest in happy hour, fastest so far here in qualifying. Ken, he put that 84 Toyota Tundra at the top of the speed charts by the time we close out qualifying. Just about 2.5 minutes to go, and we have got 16 drivers already with a time lapse. Still about 10 to 15 drivers left to put in their time lapse. So a big field here tonight under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Just 2 minutes now remaining here in qualifying. It looks like maybe 10 drivers left, I do believe, if I'm counting correctly. I see down there on pit road getting ready to go out with their time lapse. Darren Clement, Lee Overton, as well as Jeff Snyder, Rob Peterson, all out there on their time lap. They're getting ready to put in some times here very shortly. Man, I tell you what, a big field here, man. Race number 9 in the 10 race regular season. Typically, you see a little bit of fall off towards the end of the year, but right here in the Performance Truck Series, we've seen a little bit of uptick in drivers making their trips across the country. We were at Newton, Iowa for last week's race. Now all the way over here in I guess the headquarters of NASCAR, really, Charlotte Motor Speedway, MRN, just up the road. The NASCAR Hall of Fame, also just up the road. You can find the majority of all of these race teams, these NASCAR teams, whether it be Xfinity, Cup, or the trucks. You can find them in the close ranges of this track as well. Hendrick Motorsports just across the road there of Highway 29 here, NC 29 in Concord. So yeah, I mean, this really truly is race central with just 30 seconds left. Nobody's gonna top Josh Winrich at the top of the speed charts. 84 gonna pull off the fast time, 30:59. Nobody gonna take that from him, and looks like we've got our field set. So with that being said, race fans, we're gonna break for a small commercial break, then head down trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
And back trackside as these drivers begin to make their way through final pre-race inspection. We're going to go ahead and run down a little bit of official business. Let's check in with the point standings coming into tonight's race. Race number 9 in season number 3 here for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Kevin Haas going to take the top spot. He's just 4 points ahead of Little John McMillan Jr., Alan Young just 5 points back out of that points lead. Sean Kozier, Greg Olenek right there. Olenek with some great top 5 runs here. I believe he does have 5 top 5s out of the 8 races that we have run so far this season. So Olenek on a tear. And how about that 58 of Adam Pettit? He has pretty much been inside the top 5 every single race he has run. He's only been here for 6 races, missed 2, and he has run a top 5 for each and every one of those races that he hit the track. So look for that 58 to be fast. Once again here tonight, Jeff Snyder just outside of your top 10. Close little battle there with Jeff Gluckner, Jeffrey Green, John Peel, not far off of them. David Medina Sr., David Funky Colt Medina. Remembering that one right there. That's still funny. I don't care who you are. Ron shooting right there in the 18th spot. A few more drivers. There you go. Darren Clement just making his debut a few races ago here. He's in the field once again here tonight. And with the drivers finally making it through the final pre-race inspection, it looks like most of them heading to the starting grid, and you can hear the bells in the background. It's time to run down tonight's official starting lineup here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for race number 9 in the Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series, starting inside row number 1. Walking away with the pole position, the 84 of Josh Winrich. Alan Young in the 86 going to line up just to his outside. 15 of Macmillan Jr. and Austin Hill back in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight, the 58 of Adam Pettit and the 77 of John Peel. Row number 4, the 20 of Michael Madden and the 05 of Eric Talent. Stephen Ayers Jr. and Kevin Haas round out your top 10. Back in row number 6, the 28 of Ron Shute and the 24 of Jeff Gluckner. Darren Clement, David Cameron back in row number 7 here tonight. Row number 8 on the starting grid. Greg Olenek and Jeff Snyder, Sean Kozier, Rob Green back in row number 9. Inside row number 10, the 7 of Tommy Holt. Jeffrey Green going to line up just to his outside, rounding out your top 10. Your top 20, I apologize. John McMillan Sr. back in the 21st starting position. Ron Peterson back there in the 22nd. The rest of the field looks a little something like this as pace car ducks off, and we are set to hit the gas for the first time here tonight. Wait for it. Green flag flies as the boss man drops the green flag on the field. Everybody getting up through the gears. A little bit of a stack up back there. I believe that's around Darren Clement in that 13th position. A little bit of a snack up back there with those drivers. We begin to get up through the gears and up on the gas. Drivers begin to get those elbows up. And we'll see what we got going here. A lot of movement all over the place. We're going to jump all the way back to the front because there's Weinrich out front. He's got himself a 0.3 of a second advantage over Alan Young in the 86 machine. Austin Hill up 1 spot from 4th to 3rd. He'll take that 3rd position away from John McMillan Sr., who's now running in 4th. Adam Pettit, John Peel, Michael Madden, Eric Talent, Stephen Ayers Jr., and Kevin Haas rounding out your top 10, and everybody inside of your top 10 so far here on these first two completed laps has pretty much stayed right where they started. Just switching spots was Austin Hill and John McMillan Jr. Now Eric Talent and Michael Madden going to switch 7th and 8th amongst themselves. Jeff Snyder getting by Sean Kozier for 16th spot. Rob Green making up some time. He's going to pass Tommy Holt back for the 19th position now. Drivers beginning to get nose to tail, so we'll back up a little bit from the track, try to get a little bit more of the racing action on screen. And there you can see a big string of cars. Your top 9, all single file. Whoa. Looks like John McMillan Jr. A little bit of a struggle there in 1 and 2. That's going to stack the field up as Adam Pettit's going to put his 58 Sparco machine all over his rear bumper. Tons of action all over. You got this front 9 car pack. You've got another pack just behind them. I mean, there's battles all over the raceway, so we'll jump around. Oh, my goodness, and what do you know? Dave's messing things up. Look at that. There you go. Now maybe you can read it. Racing action all over this speedway already. The 1.5 mile D-shaped oval sees about half of the track covered with different small little battles as Winrich begins to step away from the field. There you can see that gap, about a 4 truck length gap over Alan Young, who's got Austin Hill all over him. John McMillan Jr. right there running in that 4th spot. Adam Pettit, John Peel still sitting in 6th. Eric Talent back in 7th, still up 1 spot from where he started. Biggest mover of the race so far here. This driver, we'll check in with him. That 39 of Rob Peterson out there on the, whoa, big moment for the Space Invaders Activision machine. He's going to go way up the track. That was a big time moment there towards the rear of the field. Now side by side racing. Rob Peterson goes to the bottom of the speedway. He'll take the spot away from the 88 Budweiser machine piloted by Kevin Haas. There's Greg Olenek. Olenek has had a string of top 5s, but struggling right now, looking on the outside of the top 10, running in the 11th position, and he's got a fast 39 Chevy Silverado looking to the inside now. Ooh, that's going to be close off of 2. Close racing action here between Olenek and the 39 of Rob Peterson. Olenek's going to keep that Moo and Brew Sparkle and Shine mobile detailing machine out front for just a little bit longer. Now it's a pair of Tundras at the front of this field. Austin Hill in the 1 machine has been able to get himself down to the bottom of the raceway and work around the 86 of Alan Young. So there's another pass at the front of the field. Now Hill up 2 positions from where he started tonight's race, back in the 4th spot. Young going to fall back to 3rd. John McMillan Jr. running in 4th. Battling with Adam Pettit, those side by side. They'll come out of turn number 4, back across the stripe. No real clear-cut advantage for either of these truck drivers just yet. At John Peel, Eric Talent, Michael Madden just kind of sitting, waiting in the wings, coming right at you, right through your screen. What do you think about that? That's a great camera shot. Do appreciate all the hard work by all the guys and girls back at the Turn 3 Racing Network for all that they do behind the scenes, letting things click and roll smoothly, making my job, I should say, a little bit easier, bringing you all these great camera shots. And we will jump on board a few of these truck drivers' machines throughout tonight's race. Coming back at you one more time, man, I tell you what, crazy camera shots out there. Let's see if we can't take a look back off of the tail end of Eric Talent. That 05, he's got Michael Madden right behind him in the fast number 20 Reverie Ford F-150. And the Fords were pretty strong, pretty decent last week at Iowa. But tonight it looks like Charlotte Motor Speedway belongs to the Tundras. Whoa! Little bit of a stack up there. Looking back, we'll rejoin the race outside of these trucks. Man, I'll tell you what, things getting heated up right here at the front of the field. We'll jump around just a little bit. There's Adam Pettit John McMillan Jr., they swapped that position laps ago, as now Lee Staples able to get by Ron Schutte for the 21st spot. Sean Kozier picking up some spots. He'll go to P14, getting by Jeff Gluckner. Brian Jumblowski going to get by Ron Schutte as well for the 23rd position, as now Gluckner's going to get passed by David Cameron. That's going to be for the 15th position on the speedway. So as we said, multiple battles all throughout this field. Just too many to bring you at one time. We've got the cars stacked up all the way at the front. 0.2 of a second separates your race leader from second place. Another 0.3 back to Alan Young. 0.2 more. You go back and you find your fourth place runner. So there you see that front car breakaway. 5 cars beginning to separate themselves from the rest of the field. Then you got another little stack up. Eric Talent, Michael Madden, John Peel, all right here running with each other. Stephen Ayers Jr., what a run for him. He stayed inside the top 10 all race long so far here tonight. Still very early though, just 14 laps into tonight's 130 lap distance. Things a little spread out back to get to the Busch Ford F-150 piloted by Darren Clement. There you can see him kind of all alone, about 1.2 seconds off of the driver in front and just about a half a second out in front of the 39 of Rob Peterson. Greg Olenek now running in the 12th position. He's looking to gain a little bit more ground on the field here tonight. How about Sean Kozier, Kevin Haas? They're going at it side by side, still back here through the mid portion of the pack. David Cameron, Jeff Snyder, they're going at it. Look, another 4 or 5 cars battling right here, and we've got more cars mixed up in another big group back behind this one. Check out this 5 truck pack, I should say. I keep wanting to say car, but we are in the trucks here tonight. The Performance Truck Series live right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I'm telling you, these truck drivers are gonna put on a show. Last night we had fireworks all night long. Great racing action here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And the Butt Kicker Ayers iRacing Paints Orca Menard Series, and tonight the Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series for Swift Motorsports putting on the show once again. 17 laps now into tonight's race, and Winrich still has that top spot, but Austin Hill closing in just a little bit each and every lap, not able to quite get there just yet. Now looks like John McMillan Jr. wants to go back to that fourth spot, and we'll jump around a little bit. Sorry about that. Great racing action back here with that 29 of Jeff Snyder. He's caught up to Kevin Haas and David Cameron, so we'll stay with this one for a moment. Woo, 29 down below the apron. Could have ended up bad right there. You can see Jeff Gluckner. He's now in tow. He's now trying to make a spot up. Gonna look to the inside block being thrown by the 29 of Snyder. Gluckner gonna have to stay in 17th for the time being. More battles being had just a little bit further up through this field. There you can see right there the Moo and Brew. Oh my goodness. That 31 of Stephen Ayers Jr. a little bit close to Rob Peterson right there running in 11th. Greg Olenek has now jumped into a top 10. He's got 5 more spots to gain to keep that top 5 streak alive. And Adam Pettit right now on the cusp of the top 5, actually is running the last driver inside of the top 5 in that 5th position. And he's trying to keep his string alive here. He's got a 100% rating in the top 5s here so far this season. Has been to the track, unloaded at the track 6 times out of the 9 races so far. Well, this will make 7 out of 9. And he has had a top 5 each and every time, has visited victory lane twice so far this season as well. Only driver to visit victory lane multiple times, only driver to finish every race inside the top 5. Big season for Adam Pettit. Austin Hill gonna take the spot away from Josh Weinrich right there on lap number 21, coming to take the flag for lap number 22, and that's going to give us our second leader with one lead change so far here tonight. Last night we seen 6 different race leaders. Will we see more than that here tonight? And now there you can see Austin Hill trying to break some of the draft in that Great House sponsored number 1 Toyota Tundra. Weinrich right there still running in second in the... You know what? We do have some drone cams out there. We're going to have to see if we can't get a hold of the drone driver and see if we can't get him a little closer up there to Weinrich's rear deck lid so you can see this. So I'm not making this name up. And do we got him almost there? Yeah. All right, we're gonna see if we can't get him up here. There you go. You tell me how you say that. Ibaraki Toyo Pet sponsored Toyota Tundra. We're gonna have to check in with Weinrich about that sponsor and get the correct pronunciation about that. But what a job out here by these Turn 3 Racing Network drone camera drivers. They can get us right where we want to be. Right when we ask them, just takes them a little minute to get the camera there. What a great run. And switching to now an overhead onboard camera shot looking off of the roof at your race leader, Austin Hill, up there in that top spot. He's been able to step away to just about a half a second advantage over Josh Weinrich as we go back through the pack. Now Jeff Gluckner, Kevin Haas, they're right there battling with each other. How about Jeffrey Green and Tommy Holt? They're going at it as well, back for 20th and 21st on the speedway. Eric Talent able to get by John Peel. Now Peel going to pass Talent back. John McMillan Sr. going to pass Ron Schutte for the 23rd position this time around. Drivers getting close to just 100 laps remaining here tonight. 105 laps now left in tonight's race here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, and just one more race after this before we close out the regular season. And Eric Talent, what's happened? I think we've got a connection issue, maybe some mechanical issues going on for that 05. He drops straight to pit road. And, you know, as you can see, as we said right here, as the producers have it typed in on that scroller, I mean, no real clear-cut advantage for any one driver. Yes, Adam Pettit has the most consistent runs when he has hit the racetrack, but nobody really separating themselves. I mean, 7 different race winners so far this season as we go on board overhead camera shot with the 51 of John McMillan Sr. He's with a battle with Jeffrey Green in the 34 machine, trying to take a spot away from the 7 of Tommy Holt now. But as we were saying, I mean, 7 different race leaders. This is race number 9. I mean, what do you want? I mean, just absolute talent everywhere throughout this field. Lee Staples, Kevin Haas going to come to pit road this time by. We'll keep our eye on the timing and scoring. Make sure these are scheduled green flag pit stops because we are just a handful of laps away from that fuel window opening. And it looks like we very well may have our first few drivers coming to pit road. More braking for pit road this time by Rob Peterson, going to pull his 39 down. Jeff Glockner, Rob Green joining the drivers heading to pit road. We'll jump back to the front of the field. Austin Hill in the Great House sponsored number 1 Toyota Tundra. He's going to stay out on track. It looks like no. Coming to pit road. Oh my gosh. Bro. My man right there, the 15 of John McMillan Jr. If he doesn't get popped for a pit road penalty, speeding penalty, that is the absolute most gutsy move to pit road I have seen all season long. He was sideways drifting into pit lane here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Adam Pettit staying out on track. He's going to gain the lead of the race. That's going to give us our 3rd different race leader. 2 lead changes so far here tonight. Sean Kosher, Tommy Holt, Ron Schutte still out there on the track. Kosher going to come to pit road. Looks like Shooty and a bunch of other drivers going to come down pit road as well. What does the 7 do? Tommy Holt. Whoa, Holt! Tommy Holt goes around contact with that inside safer barrier on pit road. He's going to back it up. He's going to lose a ton of time on this green flag pit stop exchange. But how about this man right here, Josh Weinrich, getting the best on and off pit road here. He's going to walk away with a little bit of an advantage over the field. Adam Pettit down and away up to speed, but he's going to be no match for that 84 as now Weinrich takes the top spot. Eric Talent with a big jump on the field. That was a huge short pit. We thought it was a connection issue. That's how fast he darted to pit road. I thought it was pretty much all over with, all said and done for him, but it looks like he was just ready to try to pull that undercut, and he made up a ton of ground, a ton of distance. Alan Young, Adam Pettit now in fourth, Darren Clement running back in fifth. And pit road police are out in force. Austin Hill, that great house number 1 machine, leading the race, coming to pit road. A little too fast on that pit road entry, and he has had to serve quite a bit of a penalty back in his box. 55-second stop back in the box. That's going to put him all the way back outside of your top 20, sitting in the 24th position, 1 lap down. Second car 1 lap down, if we're reading the timing and scoring correctly here in the booth. Looks like Austin Hill has an uphill battle from here on out. Greg Olenek getting by Lee Overton for the 9th position on the speedway. Olenek continues to claw his way towards the front of the field. Overton gonna come to pit road this time by the 16 machine, coming down for some service. We'll have to wait to see how long he's in his box. Race leader Weinrich going to cross the line. That's going to bring us to lap number 35 out of the 130 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. And will we see a clean and green race here tonight? We seen last night in the Butt Kicker Airs iRacing Paints Arca Menard series. We seen these drivers go, I believe it was 85 laps before we seen that first caution flag fly. Will we see that long green flag run once again here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway? Weinrich has now almost a 2-second advantage over Eric Talent. Adam Pettit running back in third. Alan Young sitting in the 4th position. Darren Clement rounds out your top 5 with John McMillan Jr., Michael Madden, Greg Olenek up to 8th, John Peel back in 9th, and Lee Staples now rounds out your top 10. We'll jump around the track to a few of the closer battles on the track right here. Adam Pettit just off in front of Alan Young and Darren Clement. There you can see that Busch 32 Ford F-150 looking to head a little closer to the front, looking for a podium spot, but so is that 86 of Alan Young. And how about John Peel running inside of the top 10, running in the 9th position, walked away last night with a podium position. Will we see him get to the podium once again? Just a handful of the drivers in the field here tonight were in the field last night, so track time very key for a big group of these truck drivers. We're not going to call them out, but those of you that know, you know. Ooh, Darren Clement all over Alan Young. Clement going to drop to the bottom going into 3 and 4. They'll pull even through the center. Drag race off of turn number 4. Watch the truck to unload a little bit there as they're coming off of the banking. Back through the tri-oval. They'll cross the line. Pretty much dead heat for the time being. Clement going to stay in 5th. He's going to look to the inside once again as we go with another overhead camera shot here. I'll tell you what, why don't we look back off of the tail end Oh, and we're not seeing them there yet either. Close battle here, side by side. Once again through 3 and 4. And how about Adam Pettit? He's closed in on Eric Talent. We've got a battle 2nd and 3rd, 4th and 5th. And not much of a battle anymore. Adam Pettit gonna take that 2nd spot away, but look at the gap. He's got to make up over 4 seconds. And as these two drivers continue to race side by side, lap after lap, that is letting the 15 of Little John McMillan Jr. in the iRacing sponsored number 15 close the gap. He's slowly inching his way closer to these trucks at the front and battling for those podium spots. And with that big difference on the tires, a 5-lap difference on the tires for Eric Talent, you can see those tires really showing their wear here towards the tail end of this green flag run as he's dropping back into the clutches of that 86 of Alan Young. Darren Clement going to be there as well to pounce in just a moment. More battles throughout this field. We're going to jump just outside of your top 10 for a moment. There's a 12 of Sean Kozier. David Cameron tucked in right behind him. Stephen Ayers Jr. running inside the top 15 in the 14th position. Now side by side with Cameron. He looks to take 13th heading into 1. Almost 50 laps already in the bag. We are going to be just about 5 to 10 laps away from our second round of green flag pit stops. And caution on the speedway. Oh my. And we are not seeing anything really. Brian Jablonski looks like he's had some trouble. So we'll go back to see what happened here. Let's go back, see if we can't see what happened. Catching it a little bit late. Looks like another driver caught up and involved in that incident. One more time at it here. And there you can see already that smoke boiling. Trouble had already happened, and that's pretty much going to do it. Not catching it, unfortunately, on the replay, so we do apologize about that, but it looks like there was a little bit of contact right there for the driver inside of that 07. Brian Jablonski is going to get caught up and involved, and it looks like his day may just be over after that contact. Looks like he's going to go ahead and head behind pit wall. So with that being said, and your race leaders coming to pit road, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. to tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And backtrack side as the field begins to head down the front stretch. Racing pace car lights will go out this time around. Field will get the 1 to go sign at the flag stand. Boss man waving that finger at him, waving the yellow flag, telling him to get in line. Let's get ready to roll. Once again here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, 45 laps in until we seen our first caution of the evening. So already pulling even with last night's race. 1 caution on the evening so far. And how about this with drivers heading to pit road? Alan Young gonna take the top spot for the first time here tonight. So that's gonna give us our 4th different lead change amongst 4 different drivers. He'll have the fast 32 of Darren Clement right beside him on this restart. Adam Pettit, Eric Talent back in row 2. Michael Madden and Greg Olenek in row 3. That's right, Olenek knocking on the door of a top 5. Can he keep his streak alive? Can Pettit keep his streak alive? And what has happened to Josh Weinrich? It looks like maybe Weinrich was involved in something. He is down on pit road and has been in his box for quite some time. As the iRacing pace car lights are off, we'll get set to go back. Green flag racing once again. And green flag flies as on the gas goes the 86 machine. Ooh, little bit of a stack up, almost 3 wide there for a moment for the 3rd position. Almost into that outside wall goes that 05 of Eric Talent. We're going to look back. We still have the producers scrolling through trying to see if we can't find what took place during that caution and who was caught up, who was involved, to see if we can't find what happened to Josh Weinrich, your race leader. And it looks like Weinrich just heading to pit road. Not quite sure what happened there with Weinrich, as he continues to sit back down there on pit road, fixing, beating, banging on his machine. Already listed now 6 laps down. Looks like his chances of going back-to-back race-winning performances here in the Performance Truck Series is out the window, as now Adam Pettit has taken the race lead. 5 different leaders, 5 lead changes here tonight. Darren Clement still sitting in that 2nd position, looks for a little bit more. He's up 11 spots from where he started tonight's race, but he's not even the biggest mover right now, sitting in the 8th position. We'll check him out. You can see him right there on screen, tail end of this lead back. The 77 of the 5 of Lee Staples, just a little bit off of that 77 of John Peel. There you can see the Staples right there. He's got the 12 machine of Sean Kozier tucked in right behind him. The 29 of Jeff Snyder, Stephen Ayers Jr. now running up in 11th, knocking on the door of a top 10. going to continue to jump around the track just a little bit. Now a battle for the race lead at the front of this field. Darren Clement looks to the outside. Can he keep the 32 wound up at the top? That Harry Gant, Kyle Larson line gonna work out. Momentum prevails on the high side for Darren Clement. He'll go to the race lead for the first time here tonight. That's going to give us 6 different lead changes amongst 6 different drivers. And it looks like the field still all single file all the way back through about 13th position right now on the raceway as we go on board. Overhead camera shot here with the 58 of Adam Pettit. Do want to give a big time shout out to all of the crews, drivers, and teams out there allowing us to put multiple overhead camera shots on a ton of these trucks here tonight. We do appreciate each and every one of you allowing us to do that, to bring these great camera shots to the fans and friends at home watching around the world. There you go, inside camera shot now on board with the Fast Ford Moo and Brew Sparkle and Shine Mobile Design Ford F-150. Greg Olenek sits in 5th all over the tail end of the Young Gun Creations 86 of Alan Young. Olenek going to look to force that 86 of Young to run the high side as we go inside the car just a little bit further back. We'll take a look from the right side of the car now as Darren Clement gets forced to the high side. Adam Pettit looking to regain the race lead here, coming off of turn 4, lap number 55, now 56 underway as Clement going to cross the stripe and keep the race lead for now. We'll jump back outside of the car. We've got a side by side battle going on here, doubled up 2 rows deep at the front of the field. Adam Pettit out. Oh my gosh, they fan out going into turn 3. That was almost the big one here at the front of the field, but for the time being, Adam Pettit scooting away. Side by side goes Michael Madden, Alan Young. Whoa, a little bit of trouble with drivers back behind this lead pack battle. Man, I'm telling you what, these truck drivers are not playing around. Sean Kozer now leading a long string of cars, trying to catch back up to this lead pack as they are still side by side for 2nd and 3rd, side by side for 4th and 5th. Olenek and Peel going to settle that out for a moment as they stay side by side up in that 2nd position. Kind of a moving roadblock for the driver sitting in that 20 machine. Michael Madden up 3 spots from where he started tonight's race. He's sitting in the 4th position. And now Darren Clement still looking to make that inside lane work. Just cannot seem to get the momentum to carry the speed off of the corner and grab that 2nd spot away and secure it from that 86. But there you see right there, now in trouble will be Clement as he is going to get freight trained by these truck drivers on that high lane. He's going to have to force his way up there down the backstretch and not going to be able to do it this time. Michael Madden going to look to his outside. Clement gets that run into the corner and can pretty much hang with these drivers through the center. But right there you see the exit off really working for the high side and the momentum really there by the time they get back to turn number 1. We'll see if Clement has a better 1 and 2. He's going to try to slide up right in front of that 78 of Olenek and in between him in the 20, and he's going to be able to do so. Stop the bleeding for the time being, as now Lee Staples going to make up a spot on Sean Kozer. And how about Austin Hill? Austin Hill trying to get himself back onto the lead lap, listed as the first driver off of the lead lap, if my memory serves me correct. And he is all over the driver running in that 8th position. And indeed, Hill listed in that lucky dog spot back in the 20th position. And you can see the speed inside of that one truck. He got caught, popped with a pit road penalty, and now he is paying the consequences, suffering through the center portion of tonight's race, trying to get himself back on to the lead lap. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to do so. But as these drivers get ready to reach that halfway point, if you haven't already, join us in the push to 2,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are the dedicated fan, friend, family, maybe even sponsor. We do appreciate each and every one of you sliding through and join us with that push to 2,000 subscribers. Tell your friends, tell your friends, friends, tell your friends, 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 tell your moms, your uncles, your aunts, tell them all to come join us 7 days a week right here. Great racing action can be found. Short track racing, super speedway racing, all types of racing through the NASCAR style of racing, as well as dirt track racing here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you want it, we got it. We get your e-speed fix right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network on iRacing.com, world's #1 racing simulator. And now drivers going to continue to go side by side. Austin Hill continues to try to pick up some time, continues to try to work his way back onto the lead lap the good old-fashioned way, work his way up there and get by everybody as Adam Pettit begins to step away. Biggest race lead of the night for any one driver out front. We'll jump back up here with that fast 58. Long MacArthur Ford sponsored F-150. Pettit sits 8/10 in front of Alan Young. You can hear him really jump out of that gas getting into turn 3, letting the car roll through the center of 3 and 4 and get a good run off of the turn 4 exit. Close little battle here now. Second, third, fourth on the speedway. Oh, contact! Contact between Darren Clement and Michael Madden. Madden gets all sorts of out of shape. He's able to recover, regain the pace, but Olenek right there looking to pounce. Some inadvertent contact there between Darren Clement and Michael Madden, and now Darren Clement down to the inside, looking to pick up a spot from Alan Young. Looks to have it at the line. Score Clement into second. They'll switch and swap that position back and forth a handful of times as they go into turn 1 through the center, and now on exit. Can he slide up? No, not gonna clear him. Clement gonna lose a little bit going down the backstretch. David Cameron getting by Jeff Snyder for 14th. They'll swap that position once again as Alan Young gets back around Darren Clement. Darren now making the pass once again. That's going to be a back and forth battle here for the next handful of laps. I can pretty much see it coming. Kind of like Phil Collins. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. These drivers going to go back and forth with each other. Not settling it out just yet. Oh boy, slide job. And man, I tell you what, Alan Young cut Darren Clement quite a break there. Had to check up, get all sorts of out of the gas, because there's a 78 of Olenek. He's going to jump right to the inside and put Alan Young in a precarious situation out there on the high lane all by himself. And how about the man behind them? In that one great house Toyota Tundra, Austin Hill has made his way up to the 4th place driver, looking to get himself back onto the lead lap. You could look to see that one be aggressive as he drops to the bottom of the speedway. He's going to take some track time, or track position, I should say, away from the field here. Now just got to get by 3 more drivers to get himself back on the lead lap, and we're going to be on the cusp of those green flag pit stops once again. It looks like most of the field here tonight, race fans, came down to pit road. Came down to pit road back on lap number 4, and it looks like our stats are off with 8 races in the book. Nobody with the clear advantage so far here this season, but lap 44. So we've seen drivers come to pit road right around lap 28 to lap 32 on their fuel run. So it looks like the fuel window beginning to open up here as we cross the line to begin lap number 71 out of the 130 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. And look at the run center off that one machine gets. He's going to carry the speed all the way back down to turn number 3. Look to the inside, and he looks to take his a little bit of a wiggle there, getting the left front down on that apron just a little bit too much. That's going to slow his roll for just a second, but still he is on a tear. Austin Hill making his way back through the field, trying to get himself back up onto the lead lap. 2-second advantage now out front for Adam Pettit. The 58 has stepped away from the field. This is the biggest race lead we have seen all night. Ooh, Austin Hill able to get by that 78, finally squeezes his way in between that 32 and the 78, now looking to get by Darren Clement, and he's only going to have one more driver to get by now. He has just got to get by your race leader, Adam Pettit. Pettit out 2 seconds out in front. Ken Hill run him down before these green flag pit stops begin to take place. And Ron Schutte, he's going to begin his green flag pit stop. Jeff Gluckner, John Peel, all to pit road this time around. Man, I tell you what, things getting exciting here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Going to take a look around the track just a little bit. There you can see Peel getting back up to speed and rejoining the track. Greg Olenek, Michael Madden, they're going to pull down to pit road back in the background. You can see those two drivers coming down for their second round of green flag pit stops here tonight. Sean Kozier going to join them on pit road this time around. Jeff Snyder able to get himself up inside the top 10 past David Cameron 2 laps ago to pick up that 9th position. Snyder, Cameron, Green, all in a line off of turn number 2. Love that paint scheme, man. The Atari Activision Space Invader sponsored number 29 Ford F-150 piloted by Jeff Snyder, and Snyder gonna pull back on the reins, slow his roll just a little bit as we've got everybody coming down at the front. Pettit, Clement, Young, Staples, Mac Attack in the house. Big John and Little John right there with each other on pit road. Eric Talent gonna stay out on the track. He'll take the race lead for the time being. That's gonna give us our 7th different race leader. 7 different lead changes here tonight. Austin Hill going to pull to pit road this time around as well. And is all that hard work going to pay off for Hill? Adam Pettit just now leaving pit road. So Eric Talent, indeed, we called that lead change an official lap led a little prematurely. But Talent going to cross the line on pit road and officially lead a lap here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway, race number 9 in the 10-race regular season before we fire things off for the final 5 races in this championship chase. Some big-time tracks coming up here for these Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series drivers. Regular season gonna close on out at Pocono. Then we will begin the championship run at Darlington Raceway, cross country over there to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and then we will hit up Texas No Limits Motor Speedway for our 3rd race in the chase, and that's when we typically see that championship battle really begin to form, really begin to take place. You'll have some comers and goers in those first 2 races or so, but right there at that halfway point in the championship run, Texas Motor Speedway, when we finish the night there, we may have ourselves a clear-cut picture, or we may have ourselves quite a bit of a points nightmare to deal with if we continue this trend. 7 different race leaders so far this season. Only driver to beat a victory lane more than once this season is the driver on screen. Adam Pettit has been to victory lane 2 times so far this season. He'll regain the race lead once again here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Darren Clement able to make up a little bit of ground. There's Greg Olenek, but how about Austin Hill? Still being listed in that 20th position, still 1 lap down, but he has lost a little bit of ground to your race leader. He was right there closing in on Adam Pettit, but now Pettit going to begin to put more cars 1 lap down, and that is not what Hill likes to see or wants to see. Definitely wants to see this thing go clean and green now that he is not in that lucky dog position. There you can see him. Hill's just now making his way off of turn 4, so he's about a straightaway away from your race leader. It's still very possible for him to get up there and get himself back on the lead lap. We'll have to wait to see if he's able to do that. Going to jump to battle real fast outside of your top 10. Highlight a few of these battles going on all over this raceway. There you can see that 10 of David Cameron just off in front of Jeffrey Green and Stephen Ayers Jr. going at it with each other right there. 34 and 31 tucked up right behind each other. Make their way off of turn number 2, back down the backstretch. Once again, down into turn number 3, about a two truck length advantage for that 34 right now. Little bit of smoke off in the background. No telltale signs out there on the speedway for us, so it looks like everything still clean and green. Side by side now, Jeff Gluckner losing a little bit of ground. You can see some damage on the left side of that 21. Looks like the paint scraped right off of his truck. Gluckner in that Chevy Silverado has seen some better days, looking to go to the inside. A little bit of a crossover, not going to have the speed to keep it right there. A little bit of a wiggle on the bottom as well. Gluckner now going to fall back into the clutches of the 31 of Stephen Ayers Jr. That's going to be a pass for the 16th position on track. We'll jump around just a little bit. Had a few positions in front of the battle we were watching there for a moment. Now back up to the drivers inside of the top 5. There you can see that 20 of Michael Madden, Alan Young, Eric Talent battling right behind them. There's the 77 of John Peel trying to make his way up into a podium position. He'll go by the back marker of the 7 of Tommy Holt. Some right side damage on that 7 machine, as well as he's going to go to the top of the raceway. A little bit of a pick there for the 05 of Talent. Alan Young going to have to jump into the gas for just a brief moment, and it's going to be just enough to get Talent the position. Trying to look at it, trying to find him, trying to see where he's at, where he's running on the track, and we do not see where Austin Hill is at here on his run back up through the front. He has been able to get by, and that 7 of Tommy Holt. So right now, Austin Hill being listed as the first driver, a 1 lap down. We'll check in with him, see where he is at. There he is right there. He's got quite a bit to gain, man. I'm telling you, right there you can see Darren Clement, Greg Olenek, Michael Madden, all off still. There's Olenek in the 78 Moo and Brew machine. He's trying to run back down Darren Clement, running in that second position. Next driver on the track, that is Austin Hill. So he has been able to get by multiple lead lap cars again, but he is still struggling to try to find his way back to the lead lap. Biggest battle on the speedway. We'll jump back to this Ford truck battle between the 05 of Eric Talon, Michael Madden, Alan Young, and the 77 of John Peel right there, all stacked up nose to tail as they make their way back through turn number 2 down the backstretch once again. And again, we would be remiss if we didn't take a brief moment here to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here tonight, whether it's with myself or anybody else out there tonight working on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Great racing action, multiple different series being brought to you and broadcast to you here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, all simultaneously. So we hope you get your racing fix. And while you're here, while you're at it, drop these drivers a thumbs up. Let them know you appreciate all the great racing action that they give you each and every night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series, laying it down here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going to check in on that track temperature here in just a moment. I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and get that to you. Let's see if we can't get that over there on the right hand side of your screen. Let's just see what it is. 74 degree track temperature, 69 degree air temperature. So while that air temperature is dropping here tonight, drivers going to be able to be a little bit cooler, but the track not cooling down at all. That is exactly what we seen the track temperature at in happy hour and through qualifying was that 74 degrees. So the track staying right about where it's at, even though the night is cooling down. So drivers still going to be struggling to look to find that grip as they continue to lay this rubber down. And as this battle has pretty much sorted itself out, we're going to go back to this one because we're going to have a battle at the front of this field very shortly. Darren Clement is closing in. And can Clement get to pit road for the first time here this season in the Performance Truck Series? We'll have to wait and see. And as Adam Pettit modulating that gas, you can hear him in and out of the gas through the center and working his way off of the exit of turn 4. Not sure that's necessarily exactly how you want to get around that corner. Pretty much once you get in the gas, you want to try to keep yourself in the gas the entire way. But when you've got that long green flag run on the tires, last time they were on the pit road was back at lap number 75. So working right at around 20 laps into this green flag run, the tires are beginning to wear just a little bit. Drivers are going to begin to struggle just a little bit. And it looks like Adam Pettit falling off the pace just slightly. Darren Clement just a little bit faster. Fastest time on the raceway, though, last time around was to the one of Austin Hill. Austin Hill going to turn in a 31.74. Looks like his closest competitor was the 86 of Alan Young with a 31.88, so still almost 2/10 faster. Hill lurking in the background, closing in, trying to work his way back onto this lead lap. And, you know, I know what some of you may be thinking, you know, boy, he sure is talking about that one an awful lot here right now, but he's in a very precarious situation. I mean, he could change the entire complexity of this race should he get himself back on the lead lap the good old-fashioned way before the round of green flag pit stops. If we get a late race caution right now, he's going to be in that lucky dog position, and that's going to change the complexion of the end of this race as well, and how these drivers strategize for the end of tonight's race. Everybody going to be able to make it on fuel once they hit pit road one more time, which is going to be coming up here in the next, I would say, anywhere from 5 to 10 laps from now. We should see everybody come down to pit road for their final green flag pit stop. But things could get interesting right here if Hill can get himself back onto that lead lap. We're going to jump back through the field just a little bit once again, try to bring you some of the battles. There you can see Alan Young, Eric Talent still going at it, 4th and 5th on the speedway. Back behind them, Lee Staples, John McMillan Jr., John Peel battling 7th, 8th, and 9th on the speedway, up 18 positions here tonight from where he started. Lee Staples with a solid run, knocking on the door of a top 5, sitting right here in that 7th position. Man, I tell you what, Staples has been on quite a bit of a tear here tonight. Started almost tail end of this field, I believe, all the way back in about 24th or 25th position. And he has absolutely driven his guts out here tonight. In the StepTire.com, number 5 Chevy Silverado, your second highest running Silverado in the field. Alan Young in the 86 listed as the highest running Silverado driver as we jump back up with your race leaders 1 and 2 on the speedway. There you can see it, Adam Pettit, Darren Clement going down into turn number 3, and they have got company. Here is Austin Hill. He has closed in. He is there. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get around both of these drivers. I mean, if I'm either one of those drivers, I don't want to see him back on the lead lap. I mean, that's just the racer in me talking. I don't want one of my quickest competitors with a shot at the race win late in the race. I want to keep him pinned down a lap where I don't have to worry about him. Lee Staples looking to gain some more spots here tonight. He's going to drop to the bottom, heading down into turn 3 and 4. He's going to look to take that 6th spot away from Michael Madden. Close racing action as they exit turn 4. Now side by side. Drag race across the stripe. Advantage going to go to Staples on the bottom. He'll have a half a truck length advantage going into 1, but powering back around on the outside. The 20 of Michael Madden going to lay down the power. And he is going to stretch his legs down the back stretch. He's going to regain that position with ease. 1 truck. Whoa! Contact between Staples and Madden as Madden was checking up to come to pit road. And Lee Staples, hard impact with the outside wall. Oh, no. Big time trouble for the 5 of Lee Staples. He's now going to drop a position to the 15 of John McMillan Jr. as Michael Madden was slow, getting ready to come to pit road to make his final green flag pit stops. Trouble. Contact with Lee Staples, and then unfortunately from that contact, Staples up into the outside wall. Tough break for that 5. He's going to go ahead and peel off of the track into pit road this time around. Green flag pit stops underway. Darren Clement still sitting in second, but he's now got Austin Hill tucked in between himself and Adam Pettit running right there. Now Pettit going to come to pit road this time around. That's going to put Austin Hill back on the lead lap for the time being, sitting in the 7th position with new race leader Darren Clement right behind him. That's going to give us our 9th different lead change of the night amongst 7 different drivers. And we are knocking on the door of just about 26 laps remaining here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. And here comes Hill, here comes Clement, back to pit road. Oh, man, I'm telling you what, this is going to get interesting. Greg Olenek right there. He's going to get himself back onto the lead lap this time around, and Olenek's going to look to gain some ground all the way up to 3rd now on the timing and scoring. Trying to catch up to Adam Pettit, who is now, back out front, running in the 2nd position until he can get around there to Darren Clement, and Clement making his way down and away off of pit road, getting up to speed. Now can he keep himself in front of Adam Pettit? Let's see what happens here. Austin Hill tucked in right behind him. Adam Pettit, full song. There you can see him in the background. Looks like he's going to get himself by. He's got a draft partner there. That's the 34 of Jeffrey Green. Green going to keep himself on the lead lap while putting that one of Austin Hill back one lap down. Hill in a much better position to get himself back on the lead lap now, right here with your top two drivers. As we, as we run on the track, just 24 laps remaining this time by, and Austin Hill is all over that 32 of Darren Clement. Look for him to get himself back on the lead lap for sure by the end of tonight's race, but he's going to need a late race caution to group the field back up if he's going to have any shot at walking away with a top 10, maybe even a top 5, possibly podium here tonight. Ooh, Clement a little bit loose coming off of turn 4. He had to chase it up the track. He keeps it out of the outside wall, but continues to try to eyeball your race leader, Adam Pettit, who went back to the race lead for our 10th different lead change of the night. Fastest lap of the race last time around by Darren Clement, 30.39. What a run by him so far here. Whew, that is some quick, fast times. Gonna jump around just a little bit once again, try to bring you some of the battles if we can. Race leader right here, Adam Pettit in the 58 machine, continues to lead this field. Michael Madden still back here battling with Eric Talent. Some lap traffic involved right here. There you can see a few of those drivers one lap down. The 31 of Stephen Ayers Jr. listed one lap down back in the 17th position. Jeff Gluckner, Jeffrey Green all one lap down just off in front of this little small battle. How about Alan Young? He's dropped from inside of your top 5, now running in that 6th position all over the 20 of Madden. And as your race leader crosses the line this time around, going to give us just 20 laps to go, we're going to run down our highlights and spotlights as these drivers run on the track right now. Sitting in that top spot at a good old Kansas, the long MacArthur Ford Silverback Tax, Sparkle and Shine, 58 of Adam Pettit. Gonna take the top spot for the time being. Right behind him, running in second, the 32 Busch sponsored Ford F-150 driver out of Kissimmee, East Coast Motorsports, the Busch Ford GTR Simulator Infinite Hero. 32 of Darren Clement sits in second. A little bit further back there, you can see him just making his way off of turn number 2. The driver out of Fort Mill, South Carolina, the Moo and Brew, Full Throttle Racing, Long MacArthur Ford and Lincoln Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing, Silverback Tax Solutions sponsored, number 78. Man, that's a mouthful. Olenek sponsors for days. And when you're stringing together top 5s the way he is, sponsors come easy. Olenek up 12 spots from where he started tonight's race, rounding out your third and final podium position. Great run tonight by this man right here. No real sponsors on that, just plain Jane black and green 05 Toyota Tundra of Eric Talent with a solid run here tonight. Moved up 4 spots from where he started tonight's race back in the 8th position. Talent sits in 4th. Driver looking to make some more gains late in this race, down 3 positions from where he started tonight's race. From the outside pole position, Alan Young now running in the 5th position. Ken, the Dalton, New Hampshire driver, get himself a little bit closer to the front of this field. By the end of the race, we'll have to wait to see how that all shakes out. But now we're going to highlight our biggest mover of the race. This man right here, we've seen him involved with some late race skirmish is what we'll call it. And we'll just leave it at that. Up 15 positions from where he started tonight's race, all the way back in the 25th position. Last driver on the starting grid, Lee Staples, now rounds out your top 10. And Sean Kozier gonna make the pass, and that is gonna put a damper on the top 10 finish for Lee Staples. John McMillan Sr. right behind him as well, and that iRacing sponsored 51 Chevy Silverado. It's been a little bit of a tough go for the Chevys out here tonight. It looks like it is a pretty much Ford-dominated field. Your top 3 spots all belong to the Blue Ovals here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jump around once again. There you can see that 20 of Michael Madden. He's kind of in no man's land, almost 2 seconds in front, 2 seconds out back. Madden sits in 6th. How about Darren Clement gonna take the top spot once again? 11th. Lead change on the night as Austin Hill gonna go side by side with the 58 of Adam Pettit to put himself just 1 truck away from getting himself back on the lead lap. And ever since that first round of green flag pit stops right around lap number 32-ish, Austin Hill has been on the just driving his guts out, really, just trying to find a way to get himself back on the lead lap. And will he make it? Will he make it there? With 12 laps remaining in tonight's race, just making it back onto the lead lap would be a big win for that Great House-sponsored number 1 Toyota Tundra. Not to mention sitting in the 13th position, and they're going to start to close in on a few more of these back markers, as the lap times are right around the 31-second mark. There you can see Sean Kozier, Ron Schutte sitting in 9th and 10th. They are about 24, 25 seconds back from your race leaders. Lee Staples, John McMillan Sr. very close to being in danger of going 1 lap down as well. So we'll continue to watch that battle kind of unfold amongst itself as we watch this battle for position on track. That's Jeff Gluckner trying to hold off the 10 of David Cameron. Actually, that is not a battle for position, I do not believe. And how about that? He's done it! Austin Hill gonna make his way around the race leader and back on to the lead lap with just 10 laps to go. It's been a struggle to get there, but he has finally gotten the job done. Austin Hill now back onto the lead lap. Race leader Darren Clement just behind him. Adam Pettit half a second back, running in the 2nd position, and then a huge gap, almost 6.5 seconds back to Greg Olenek, rounding out your top 3 positions. Alan Young 1.5 seconds off of Olenek. Gonna try to keep our eye on this battle for just a brief moment, but I do want to go back here and eyeball this battle right here between Alan Young and Eric Talent. That's one of your closest battles, where your only battle besides the battle for the race lead, closest battle, I should say, inside the top 5 between Young and Talent right now, working their way off of turn number 4 back across the stripe. 8 laps to go here from Charlotte. Want to check in with this battle real quick. The 28 machine looking for a position, looking to make his way a little further inside the top 10. Ron Schutte right now rounds out your top 10, looking for a spot from Sean Kozier in that 12 machine. And there you can see your race leaders working their way off of turn number 2, just back in the background. Let you know just how close these drivers are to going down 1 lap here tonight. And you know what, race fans, as we get ready to cross the line this time by with just 6 laps now remaining, we haven't had it all night. A little bit of house cleaning in order. 25 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight in race number 9 for the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. We have still got 20 drivers out there on the track, but just 12 drivers now left on the lead lap. Austin Hill, last driver on the lead lap. Lee Staples now becomes the first driver listed off the lead lap in the lucky dog position. So what a run we've had. We've had one caution here tonight back on lap number 44. And with a hi, how you doing? High five. That time around, the boss man gives Darren Clement the 5 to go signal at the stripe. Gonna come around through 3 and 4, work his way back through the tri-oval. 4 laps remain, and Clement can etch his name in the winners column in season number 3 in the Performance Truck Series. Can he hold on? Beginning to step away just a little bit on Adam Pettit. Pettit falling back 0.7 of a second off your race leader now. And John McMillan Jr., how about this? He's going to make up some time. He's going to grab a spot away from Michael Madden in the closing stages of tonight's race. John Peel a little bit too far off to do anything about it. He's almost 4 seconds behind this 2-truck battle. There you can see the back marker of David Cameron. Cameron sitting in the 20th position right now, listed as the second driver 2 laps down here tonight. Tommy Holton, the 7 machine, listed as the first driver 2 laps down, back in the 19th position. Close little battle here between these 2 drivers, but close battle right here for the final podium spot here tonight. Popsicle sticks on display for your race leader, Darren Clement. Last time around, just 2 laps remain. Can Greg Olenek continue to keep the final podium spot away from Alan Young? But how about that 05 of Eric Talent? He's going to have something to say about it. No, and Alan Young into the outside wall. That's going to kill the speed. That's going to kill the chances at snatching that final podium spot. Young drops a position and he falls to 5th. Darren Clement, race leader, going to cross the line. White flag, final lap here tonight as Olenek looks to secure that 3rd position. We'll go check in with your race leader right here. The 32 of Clement down the backstretch into 3 for the final time. He'll work his way off of turn number 4, coming to cross the stripe and capture the flag. New race winner here in season number 3, race number 9 for the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Darren Clement goes to victory lane. Woo! What a run. Man, what a run. Clement up 12 positions tonight. Greg Olenek up 12 positions here tonight. Lee Staples also up 12 positions here tonight. So it's a 3-way tie for the biggest movers of the race. And what a race it was as the 32 comes to the front stretch. And let's begin a little bit of smoke show for the fans. And as he enjoys his post-race celebrations, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, pay a few bills, then head back trackside for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's race. There you can see a few drivers still trying to fix up their trucks, even though the race is over. You know, sometimes these pit crews just gotta get it fixed. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, another great race in the bags and in the books here on Swift Motorsports on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Charlotte Motor Speedway did not disappoint, and now let's see if we can't catch up and have a few words with some of the drivers walking away in those podium spots. Yet another trip to the post-race interview booth for this 78 driver. Greg, it's Dave. You got me?
Gotcha, Dave.
Hey, man, I'm just going to put you on speed dial. What do you think? You think that's a safe bet?
Yeah, man, I'm always here, you know?
I mean, you show up, you show out week in, week out. My one question is there any more room for any sponsors on that thing? I mean, gosh.
Dave, there is always room for more sponsors on this truck. We can make room. I just need you to make me some room in that number 1 seat up here in the booth.
I hear you, man. Well, Greg, walk us through a little bit of your race here tonight, a little bit of a struggle on one of those restarts. How did you find the pace to walk away with yet another podium?
Well, this is one of the tougher tracks we've run at all year, and combine that with 130 laps, it's one of the longest as well. So you really just had to be patient. The race was really showing a long run theme to it at the beginning, only having one caution that whole time. But yeah, so that just gives you the mindset of saving your stuff and picking up spots anywhere you can, knowing you got time. But then, yeah, once you started getting down to the end of it, you get to that last pit stop. You really need to set up your strategy right to get you some space in front of people, but also not set yourself behind on too old of tires. And I guess I got the balance just right because I was able to cane on Adam and Darren a little bit, but they were just the class of the field tonight. But then, you know, I had Eric Talent and Alan Young behind me bearing down at the end of that race, and I did everything I could to hold on to third. You know, like you said, it's one thing to catch them, it's another to pass, and I was able to hold on to that third.
Absolutely. Well, man, another great race for you. That's going to be, if I'm remembering the stats correctly, this is going to be your 6 different top 5 out of the 9 races that we have now run. So you're shaping up to give yourself a great look going into the championship here in a few weeks. And with all that being said, Greg, my man, again, congratulations on the 3rd place here tonight. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Just want to say love you and thank you to my girlfriend, Carlene. She lets me do this every night. And like I said, doesn't complain at all. She's really supportive, so I got to thank her. I got to thank Moo and Brew here in Charlotte. It's a great burger joint here in Uptown Charlotte. And then also Full Throttle Racing and Sports, a really good diecast memorabilia or shop in West Virginia. They got an online presence as well. Check them out on Facebook. I also got Long MacArthur Ford out of Salina, Kansas, and then Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing out of Hastings, Florida. And finally, last but not least, Silverback Tax Solutions out of Memphis, Tennessee. And I'd like to also thank all of my Rev teammates, man. They are the best, and they make this so much fun. And as always, Dave, thank you.
Well, man, I do appreciate the kind words there. I'm sure all the sponsors appreciate it as well. And, Greg, we look to see if you can't continue this string of top 5s, and we'll try to catch up with you again next week at Pocono.
Yeah, let's make it a date.
All right, there you go. Greg Olenek wants to date Dave. I'm not quite so sure about that, but, you know, hey, it's good to be loved. No, I'm just kidding. Great run by that 78 team, crew, driver all season long. They have been racking up those top 5s, walking away with yet another podium finish here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and that's pretty much going to set us up as the driver is beginning to walk down pit road. We'll see if we can't catch up with another driver continuing his string of top 5s. Adam Pettit walks away in the 2nd spot. Adam, it's Dave. You got your ears on, bud?
I do, Dave. How's it going, man?
Doing great, man. How you doing after another, as we said, another top 5 in the books for you?
Disappointed, honestly. You know, the 84 had some bad luck there. The one got caught speeding. I mean, the race was handed to me on a silver platter, and I couldn't execute it. So I don't know what I was doing wrong. I felt like I was doing everything right, but obviously just wasn't saving the tires there enough.
Well, can't win them all there, Adam. So I mean, you got to look at it from that standpoint. I mean, you're the only one to visit victory lane more than one time this season, so you got that still in the back of your cap. But I'm gonna switch gears with you a little bit here. You're pretty much guaranteed into the chase, no doubt about that. As we go to Pocono next week, and those first two races is what I'm going to be concerned with: Darlington Motor Speedway and Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Which one of those do you think is going to be the one that you really got to safeguard yourself in?
Darlington. It's just because it is pretty much just a one groove track. It creates a very it it creates a lot of tight racing, and there's a lot of room for mistakes, and just people bouncing off the walls sometimes collect you. I know that's happened to me quite a bit in official races and other leagues. So I'm not too worried, obviously, about Pocono. Probably won't even do any practice for Pocono. Um, just gonna kind of start working for Darlington, Vegas, and Texas. Those are just pretty much mile and a half. So there's not really much you can kind of do there. Um, but if I can, set myself up pretty decent for Darlington, hopefully I can, make it through the other two races, and then hopefully be there for Richmond at the end, and then have a couple weeks of practice at Homestead.
All right. Well, again, Adam, man, heck of a run here tonight, walking away with the
Thank you.
second position. Before I let you go, though, Mike Schurz, you know the drill.
Yeah. First and foremost, my wife for letting me come down and do this. I had to miss last week. Little man was just being a little too much of a handful, but she's up there with him tonight and taking care of him. So thank you to her, Brooklyn, and thank you to Swift and Performance Motorsports. You, Dave, at Turn 3. My sponsors, Long MacArthur Ford, Silverback Tax Solutions, and Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing. So hopefully to be able to talk to you here in a couple weeks.
All right, man. Well, we'll see if we can't catch up with you at Pocono, Darlington, or Vegas here before the season ends.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dave.
All right, Adam Pettit ready to roll to Darlington. He's focused on that. Gonna put down some practice laps. Gonna pencil in some time down there at Darlington Raceway, trying to set himself up pretty when the chase starts for this championship run for the Performance Motorsports Truck Series. Adam Pettit walks away with another top five. He finishes the night in second. And well, that's going to bring us to the man of the moment, the man of the hour, walking away with his first win this season. Darren Clement, it's Dave in the booth. You got me, bud?
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Oh, doing great, man. Doing great.
Walk away with a race win for the first time here in the truck series. Does it feel any sweeter knowing that you haven't been around in the trucks very much this season, but walking away with a win?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. Definitely feels good to get the first one of the season between Xfinity Series and this one. Been runner up on numerous times, but we finally pulled it off tonight.
Absolutely, you sure did. And what's the plans here over the next four races here? I know Pocono is the last regular season race, but how are you going to approach the chase moving forward from here?
Well, I gotta look where I'm stacking into points after this win tonight. Go see if I can repeat next week at Pocono. Maybe squeeze into the top 16. If not, then I'm gonna give these boys a run for their money in the chase, and potentially take a couple wins away.
Well, that's what we like to hear. Come in and spoil the show, man, if you can. Love to hear that. Darren, again, congratulations here tonight. A heck of a run for you. Was there any point in the race where you figured this thing was going to just kind of fall into your lap?
No, no, I really didn't, man. Adam there, got behind him, passed him on a restart, then dropped back just to see where everybody was because it was, I haven't been in the top five yet that part of the race. Got up around Adam, and he was just keeping a distance on me, keeping a distance. I'm like, I gotta do something to get by this guy. Well, pit strategy paid off a little bit, got me tucked up in there, 1 lap fresher tires, and I just put the hammer down and I took away his line that he was running all night when I got to him. And I'm never seen him again.
All right. Well, Darren, again, congratulations walking away with the first win of the season. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home at the shop on that 32?
Yeah, definitely want to thank the wife for letting me do this on Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights. Want to thank the boys over at East Coast Motorsports for, getting in here and testing with me every once in a while, helping me figure out the pit strategies. And thanks, Justin, and everybody over here at Swift Motorsports for putting on this great league.
All right, my man. Well, we'll see if we can't catch up with you again here at some point before this season's out in one of these post-race interviews. And until then, my man, enjoy this win.
Yes, sir, Dave. I'll see you tomorrow in Xfinity. Let's see if we can repeat over there at Iowa in that car.
Oh yeah, let's. I'm not gonna say let's make it a date because apparently I've already got a date with Greg. But let's make it a meeting. I don't know.
We will make it a meeting.
All right, Darren Clement playing along there with me for just a moment. Yeah, Clement walks away with his first race win of the season. You heard him there in the interview saying he's about to climb on the jet and head all the way back to Iowa, where we just came from, to run in the Xfinity Series tomorrow night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network with Swift Motorsports. So as things begin to come to an end here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, I do want to take a moment to mention all the great race fans out there in the stands joining us all around the globe, whether it's on your phones, your PCs, computers, that's a PC, isn't it, Dave? Yeah. Laptops, phones, tablets, whatever it is. Maybe you got us on one of your streaming services. We do appreciate you checking in with us here tonight. Darren Clement gonna spoil the show and walk away with the checkered flag here tonight. Clement captures the flag, and man, oh man, what a race it was. Some trouble there for some fast drivers. The 84 had some trouble tonight. The one of Austin Hill with some trouble tonight. And unfortunately, that's going to bring their nights to a dismal little bit of an end. Austin Hill able to recover to an 11th place finish here tonight. But man, whew, what a race it was. And we're going to have another hot one for you tomorrow night.
Puda, you the GOAT, boy.
And as you can hear in the background, producers hitting those music buttons. It's time now to run down your unofficial race results here in race number 9 in season number 3 for the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Capturing the flag, walking away in the top spot, race winner, the 32 of Darren Clement. Adam Pettit gonna finish with another top 5. He'll slot home in the 2nd position. Greg Olenek also gonna walk away with another top 5 in another podium position. Olenek gonna finish back in 3rd. Eric Talent walks away in 4th. 5th place tonight goes to the 86 of Alan Young, with John McMillan Jr. walking away in 6th. 7th place here tonight goes to the 20 of Michael Madden. John Peel back in 8th. 9th place tonight goes to Sean Kozier. And rounding out your top 10, the 28 of Ron Schutte. The one of Austin Hill climbs, scratches, and claws his way back to the lead lap, and just outside of the top 10, Hill finishes the race in 11th. 12th place tonight goes to the 51 of Big Mac, John McMillan Sr., while Lee Staples slots home in 13th. 29 of Jeff Snyder coming home in 14th. 15th spot now to Jeffrey Green. Jeff Gluckner back in 16th. 17th place to the 88 of Kevin Haas, while the 31 of Stephen Ayers Jr. walks away in 18th. 19th tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the 7 of Tommy Holt. David Cameron in the 10 coming home in 20th. 21st goes to your pole sitter, Josh Weinrich in the 84, with trouble in stuck on pit road for quite some time. The 22nd spot tonight goes to Rob Green. Brian Jablonski finishing tonight's race in 23rd. 24th goes to Lee Overton in the 16 machine, and rounding out the field, the 39 of Rob Peterson. Big time shout out, tip of the cap, and you're welcome. Thank you, my man. Justin Gann, Gary Wells, Sean Mitchell up in the race control booth just down the hall from us, keeping all of these drivers straight throughout the night. And well, that's another one in the books, another one in the bag for us right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So with everything being said, another great race in the bag, and that's pretty much going to do it. We're going to begin to wind up the cords and shut things down here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Head off to Iowa Speedway tomorrow night for the Xfinity Series. Join us for that, and if you haven't already, join us in the push to 2,000. Drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. From myself and everybody else, we appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in here tonight, and until then, my friends, stay safe, stay loved, and we'll see you in Turn 3.